This is Cecilia, Kansas. I'm witnessing for the Lord. Today we're going to do it's going to be a long series, maybe 17 parts. We'll talk today about the health message from Esther White, and that's found on estherwhite.org. The first chapter is the reasons for reform, for the glory of God. Only one lease in life is granted us, and the inquiry with everyone should be, how can I invest my powers so that they may yield the greatest profit? How can I do most of the glory of God and be benefit of my fellow men? Life is valuable only as it is used for the attainment of these ends. The first duty towards God and our fellow beings is that of self-development. Every faculty which the Creator has endowed us should be cultivated to the highest degree of perfection, that we may be able to do the greatest amount of good of which we are capable. Hence, the time is spent to good account which is used in the establishment and preservation of physical and mental health. Cannot afford to dwarf or cripple any function of body or mind as surely as we do this. We must suffer the consequences. First paragraph is from CD 151, and the second one is CD 152. And I'm going through the chapter of reasons for reform. Choice of life or death. Every man has opportunity to a great extent of making himself whatever he chooses to be. The blessings of his life and also the immortal state are within his reach. He may build up a character of solid worth, gaining new strength at every step he may advance daily. In knowledge and wisdom, conscious of new delights. As he progresses, adding virtue to virtue, grace to grace, his faculties will improve by use. The more wisdom he gains, the greater will be his capacity for acquiring. His intelligence, knowledge, and virtue will thus develop into greater strength and more perfect symmetry. CD 153. On the other hand, he may allow his powers to rust out of want of use, or to be perverted through evil habits, lack of self-control, or moral and religious stamina. His course then tends downward. He is disobedient to the law of God and to the laws of health. Appetite conquers him. Inclination carries him away. It is easier for him to allow the powers of evil, which are always active, to drag him backward than to struggle against them and go forward. Dissipation, disease, and death follow. This is the history of many lives that have been useful in the cause of God and humanity. Christian Temperance and Bible Hygiene, 41-42, Counsels on Health, 107, 108, 1890, CD 154. Seek for perfection. God desires us to reach the standard of perfection made possible for us by the gift of Christ. He calls upon us to make our choice on the right side, to connect with the heavenly angel agencies, to adopt principles that will restore in us the divine image in his written word and in the great book of nature. He has revealed the principles of life in our work to obtain knowledge of these principles, and by disobedience to cooperate with him in restoring health to the body as well as to the soul. Ministry of Healing, 114, 115, 1905, CD 161. The living organism, God's property. It belongs to him by creation and redemption, and the misuse of any of our powers we rob God of the honor due him. Letter 731, 1896, CD 162. Question of disobedience. This is all the first chapter. The obligations we owe to God in presenting him to clean, pure, healthy bodies are not comprehended. Manuscript 49, 1897, CD 163. A failure to care for the living machinery is an insult to the Creator. They are divinely appointed rules which, if observed, will keep human beings from disease and premature death. Letter 120, 1901, CD 164. One reason why we do not enjoy more of the blessings of the Lord is we do not heed the light which he has been pleased to give us in regard to the laws of life and health. The Reviewed Herald, May 8th, 1883, CD 165. God is truly the author of physical laws as he is the author of moral law. His law is written with his own finger upon every nerve, every muscle, every faculty which has been entrusted to man. Christ's Object Lessons 347, 348, 1900, CD 175. The Creator of man has arranged the living machinery of our bodies. Every function is wonderfully and wisely made, and God pledged himself to keep his human machinery in healthful action, and human agent will obey his laws and cooperate with God. Every law governing human machinery is to be considered just as truly divine in origin, in character, and importance as the Word of God. Every careless, inattentive action, any abuse put upon the Lord's wonderful mechanism by disregarding specified laws in the human habitation is a violation of God's law. We may behold and admire the work of the natural world, but the human habitation is the most wonderful. Manuscript 3, 1897, CD 172. Okay. I sin of taking course which nearly expends vitality or beclouds of the brain. 194, CD 173. It is as truly sin to violate the laws of our being as it is to break the Ten Commandments. To do either is to break God's laws. Those who transgress the law of God in their physical organism will be inclined to violate the law of God spoken from Sinai. This is CD 174. All right, well, that's it for part 1. Stay tuned for tomorrow for part 2. STR Kansas, out.